Hey y'all, happy Thanksgiving. This is my review for the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Ep.2, season 14. Yeah. I totally forgot to get some water, so hopefully I can get through this review without like needing to lubricate. But yeah, how are y'all doing? Thank you for watching those who made the live while you're in the kitchen right now, finishing the food or whatever. I'm chilling today. I'm probably going over to a friend's for Thanksgiving, like about in 3 hours. So yeah, I have some time to do a live review for Beverly Hills. I'm trying to catch up. I did not watch Salt Lake City last night. I'm going to watch it today, and maybe I'll have that ready for tomorrow. Y'all might get pop roast too tomorrow. And yeah, I think I'll be done for this week's videos. You look, I'm all for being productive. Happy Thanksgiving. Get your water. I'm going to see if I could do it. Like, I totally forgot. Let's see what we can go. Anyway, so we left off on Kyle and Dorit going at it in the first episode. Now, I saw the rest of this conversation immediately afterward, so it kind of feels like a rerun a little bit. But before we get into the episode, we get the taglines. And can y'all let me know whose tagline y'all love the most? I gotta say, Garcelle won for me. I think it was, I've been in this game too long to play by someone else's rules. And then Kyle, I liked hers too. These hills have eyes, and they're all on me. I like that. And then Dorit's was a little cute. I know I'm a doll, but don't wind me up or something like that. So yeah, Garcelle won for me. So they're going back and forth in their argument, and I noticed that Kyle was just doing her usual tricks, like the woe is me, like you know what I was going through, Dorit, and then like the gaslighting, and Dorit clocks it all. She tells her the real reason you said what you said, about me on Amazon Live, like, I exaggerated the friendship, was because I went on Watch What Happens Live and said that you distanced yourself once Morgan came into the picture. You didn't like that. Also, I think it's very interesting how all these outside sources affects the show, because we got BravoCon, Watch What Happens Live, Amazon Live. Like, these are the reasons for the drama instead of things that are happening in the show. But we cut to Dorit's confessional, and she's saying that she wants an honest conversation with Kyle because she knows that that affected her friendship with Morgan. She goes to tell her, you punished me and isolated me for that. And look, that is very LVP coded of Kyle to do. Like I said in the last episode, like, Kyle is doing so many things that Lisa Vanderpump did to her to Dorit. Let me see. Oh, so then Dorit says, gobble, gobble, folks. Yes, happy Thanksgiving. I'm glad y'all can, make it. Let's see. Sorry, I just got distracted from the comments. Dorit is like, that doesn't mean you could treat me like shit, because Kyle is like, I've been struggling, Dorit. Dorit just says that you could have came to me as a friend, and Kyle was just like, I wasn't ready. And I'm just like, Dorit ain't having it. She ain't having it. And I love that, she's holding Kyle accountable, and Kyle can't wiggle her way out of it. She tells her Grace time is over, like, to her face, and Kyle can't take it anymore, and she walks away from the table. So then Kyle storms off. Garcelle asks her, what's wrong? And Kyle says, Dorit is impossible to talk to. And Garcelle is like, well, I know that, but what happened? Oh, Garcelle just going to keep her foot on Dorit's neck, and it is what it is. They still haven't had their one-on-one yet, or maybe they don't need to have one. They just feel how they feel about each other. But we cut to Dorit telling Erica that all she got from Kyle in this argument was BS, and she's tired. Dorit says in her confessional, she is fed up on everything, the friendship, the marriage, how she made her feel, and she's done keeping her mouth shut. And she's like, because at the end of the day, I don't give a fuck. Well, excuse me. Talk your shit, Dorit. Did anybody else mouth drop when she said that? Because honestly, at the end of the day, I don't give a F. I was like, I have not seen Dorit like this before. I'm telling you, a housewife that's backed against the wall and then don't have nothing else left to lose, you will get some good TV out of them. I'm just saying. I feel like Garcelle has tried with Dorit, and I don't know. Like, I don't think there's any moving forward with them. I don't think Garcelle's ever going to like Dorit. I'll talk a little bit more about that because I do have some words about it. Dorit even flips off the camera, and it looks like, most of the ladies are leaving the party now, and that's the end of the scene. Dorit was doing too much in that confessional. I thought she was doing just enough. This episode made me see none of the Fox Force 5 shared their real lives. My friend told me that. Like, basically, they were busy honing in on the other wives. I'm really glad that Garcelle and Sutton, they came in and broke that shit up. And basically the Fox Force 5 was taken out one by one, if y'all noticed that. Because once Sutton came on the scene, she took, Teddy's diamond and she was plucked off the show. And then afterward, I think it was Lisa Rinna, who definitely, after coming for, who was? I think she came for Kathy. That was her last time, she was done after that. And then it was Erica's turn and, Kyle. So yeah, it is what it is to me. And now it's Dorit's turn. So next scene, we get a more formal introduction of Bozoma, or Boz for short. We get her full background, 25 years in corporate America. She says she is retired and works for herself these days. And we see her currently leading a workshop. Now, here's some inside tea, y'all. I got some tea on Boz's track record in corporate America. And while she has a very impressive resume, let's just say there is some mess involved. I got the whole rundown, but I'm gonna wait till we get further in the season just to see how, what's the fan reaction to Bozoma, But I like her though. But the tea that I got, I was just like, you know what? Very interesting. I'm wondering if anyone's gonna bring that up if, Bozoma goes at it with anybody. But, we shall see. We shall see. We then are filled in about her personal life, and she was married to the whitest of white men, to her surprise. She has a daughter, and unfortunately her husband passed, I believe, by cancer. And I think in the last episode, she said they were separated at first, but, he was sick, they reconciled, and, he passed and she's widowed. He passed when their daughter was really young, and then we see her daughter present day, she's 15. During her seminar, she says she now answers to no one these days, and she is the boss. Bo's boss, or boss Bo's, whatever. Sutton will have questions when it comes to Bo's. I don't know. I don't think she's gonna come for Bo's like that. There's some tea, involving her corporate stint or whatever. And no, it's not nothing bad, y'all. She's not actually evil. It's just messy. That's all. I wish I could give y'all a hint, but it's just too early in the season. And then everybody likes Boz. I don't want to bring in the mess or whatever. Let's see. So next scene, we're with Kyle meeting Sutton for lunch. They're in a better place, obviously, but the producer asks, "What makes you trust Kyle, these days?" And Sutton responds, "Who said I trusted her?" Ooh, okay. So the topic of conversation is Kyle's current relationship with Mauricio. They're cordial right now. And she starts talking about, their assets and how everything is 50-50, even when it comes to the agency. And then Sudden, like me, is thinking, are you sure about that? She even says that in Mauricio's book, he says he couldn't have done the agency without her. And then cut to Sutton saying in her confessional, like, that book or whatever he said in it, that's probably not gonna fly in divorce court, especially when forensics get to it. And Sutton says from experience, she says that men do not like parting from their money. And once assets are being split, you see a different side to them. And we see her gently telling Kyle that she needs to file. You need to file, Kyle. Because everything you do after that, is yours. So then when she told her this, at first I thought, is Sutton overstepping a boundary here? But then I thought about it and I was like, you know what? Sutton has been through this. And the person that you actually want divorce advice from is Sutton Strack. I mean, we see that $300K a month. Listen to her. But Kyle, she's lollygagging right now. I think she's still trying to hold on to that dream of being like a wife and a mom and stuff like that. I mean, you'll be a mom forever, but it's like, I guess she just doesn't want to let go right now. But I don't know. I agree with Sutton. Like, she needs to move on because it looks like they're not getting back together. Oh, let's see what y'all talking about. Erica had the nerve to say that Garcelle and Sutton, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that at the end. Oh, Chris, these women can't come for that because the fans will come at them with the dissertations and research studies. She'd have to be on roller for them to attack her career like that. That's what my friend said. Like, they're really probably not going to bring that up because it's going to be seen, the ladies don't want that smoke. They really don't. Colin Dorit should be taking all the notes from Sutton. Didn't they hear how good her settlement was? Yeah. Did she get fired? Did she file a discrimination lawsuit? Any high-level Black or brown woman in corporate America has had to deal with some like, I like Bozoma. It pretty much has to deal with that. But I agree. Like, she did probably have to deal with some of that stuff, but I'm sure as the season progresses, like, you're going to hear about it. That's all I'm saying. Mauricio had Kyle sign papers, which she admitted she never read. I hope she had gotten what? Look, don't be giving me strokes, y'all, trying to read these comments, please. Anyway, next scene, we're at Boze's house as she's prepping for Erica and Dorit to come over. We see her chatting with her gay minion in the meantime. We see Dorit and Erica arrive, and the fashion is giving. I just wanted to point that out. As they're walking through Boze's house, it is gorgeous. And can I just say, I don't care who it is. It does annoy me personally when people ask me to take off my shoes. And if you do ask me to take off my shoes, I would say at least give, some, provide some slippers, even if they're disposable. That's the least you can do if you're asking people to take off their shoes. Now, I get it, people, who have nice houses in the chat. I get it. You don't want people walking, bringing their dirt on their feet into your place. I'm just saying. I don't know. It annoys me, whoever it is. So they're all kikiing in her backyard, and they're asking Bose what she thinks of everyone. And she has nothing messy to say yet. But then we get to Dorit explaining why Kyle is mad at her. And she brings up a good point that it's always changing. And then we even see, production give us proof of that in flashbacks. It's like grievance after grievance after grievance. And I'm just thinking, maybe she just don't like Dorit at this point. So I thought we were done with Kyle and Sutton's scene, but we're going back and forth between the two. And now we're getting Kyle's perspective on her argument with Dorit. And Kyle maintains that she just hasn't been a good friend to her. She says she doesn't get to feel hurt and isolated when you made that bed. And now you got to lie in it. And look, in that scene, go back, me and Sutton had the same reaction. She was just like, oh, okay. And then sips her drink afterward. I thought that was so funny. Like Sutton was getting the tea. Go back and look at it. Like Sutton's reaction was so funny. But we're back at Bose's, and Dorit says it just feels like there's just different sets of rules. One for Kyle and one for everybody else. And then Erica chimes in and says she sees both sides. And in her confessional, she brings up a good point. She says they're both separated and stressed right now, fighting with each other. And in the meantime, their exes are having the time of their lives. Like, really, I really think they need to get it together. So Dorit is now talking about her relationship with PK, and they are definitely separated, and she doesn't know what the future looks like. Let's see. Bo's house looks like she actually lives there. I can see. I mean, Kyle's house looked like she lives there. Most of the ladies' houses look like they live there, I think. Late but here, I nearly threw my phone at Kyle this episode. We never wore shoes inside. I am the same even with rental properties. My mother would provide isotoner slippers or packaged footies. That's what I think. Like the packaged footies, get that for everybody. But I'm talking about the people that just let me be like barefoot or have my socks on. That's all I'm saying. I am so over Kyle. I want her off the show. I mean, it'll definitely be a different show without Kyle, but I feel like she ain't gonna let go. She gonna like try to like stay on as long as she can, like Teresa. Sutton was doing what a real friend does, giving tough, honest opinions. Only thing Sutton could have done was ask Kyle, was she ready for an honest opinion? Yeah, and she did warn her for that. Excuse me. Oh, hey, Andrea. Happy Thanksgiving. Yeah, my mod is in the room now. Make sure you like the vid, please. Just while we're here, we almost have 100 people in the room. Y'all know I love that. Oh, we just got 100. Oh my God, I want to touch my nose ring so bad. Ugh. I just got to get through those 7 days, y'all. 7 days. So anywho, next scene, we're at Sutton's house. She's also chatting with her gay minion before company is coming over. Erica and Kathy are stopping by so they can surprise Kyle at her house with pizza and PJs. So they're all there. And Sutton says that Kyle is a bit down. And one of the reasons is because she told her Mauricio switched out their photo together and replaced it with the photo of him and the chick he was with Dancing with the Stars. How does she know that though? Did he like personally like call her and let her know this? And I'm like, okay, Kyle, you're hurt by this, but didn't you get Morgan's initials tatted on you? Like Dorit was talking about these different sets of rules. Like, how do you think that made Mauricio feel? Like you getting another chick that who you allegedly are dating, you get her name tatted on you. Like, what if Mauricio did that? She probably would have went into orbit. So they're heading to Kyle's house where it's just her and Portia there, and they get to the gate. They're trying to pose as Amazon. Kathy is a clown as always. So they finally get to the door and surprise her. It's a cute scene. It looks like, she appreciated it. They're in pajamas now in her kitchen making pizza from scratch. We're told that Garcelle, she's in ATL. this episode filming, or else I'm sure she will probably be there too. And I think it's funny that she's cool with Kyle because I'm guessing they're bonding on their dislike of Dorit. Like, it's just so funny. Like, because I guess I can say this right now. I know there's this whole talk about, oh, well, Dorit being the Karen, because I think, Garcelle alluded to that. But wouldn't Kyle be a Karen too? Like, wouldn't Sutton be too, like, to a certain degree? Like, I don't know. Like, sometimes, because I do love Garcelle, but I just feel like sometimes, she uses her benefit on that show. Read between the lines of what I'm saying. And I get it. And the fans love her, but I'm just trying to be objective, y'all. Like, I don't like to be biased because, look, Garcelle can really do no wrong in my eyes, but I'm just trying to be objective and just saying that sometimes, like, it could just go either way. I'm just trying to, y'all know what I'm trying to say. I don't want to get any hate comments because I know how much we all love Garcelle. Mauricio voted for Trump. I hope Kyle bring every lesbian from West Hollywood up and through that house till the neighbors complain about it. Well then, would Mauricio switch out a photo in the home office where his daughter lives? I'm not sure about that tidbit. I see Kyle and Garcelle show friendship as them knowing they are top of the call sheet for Housewives franchise. I can see that too. You agree? Okay, you see what I'm saying? Like, it's hard for me to like put it in words, and especially I'm live, so I can't really edit myself right now. But I just feel like Garcelle knows she has an advantage on this particular franchise, as opposed to if she was put on, say, Potomac and Atlanta. That's all I'm saying. I can't believe in the near future nobody's going to be married on this franchise. Yeah, it is crazy. It really is. And I feel like Salt Lake City is giving us like everything. They're giving us luxury. There's majority housewives and majority have husbands. I think the only single ones are Heather and technically married. Technically, but majority of them like can have a husband scene. So that's why I'm thinking like Salt Lake City right now in Beverly Hills, they are neck to neck. Garcelle called Dorit a Karen, but what does that make Sutton, who cried whenever Crystal called her out? It's hypocrisy. That's why Garcelle annoys me. It's only problematic if it's her. Now, that's just one opinion, y'all, from somebody in the comments. Not me, but I'm just saying, like, we can hear all opinions. That's all I'm saying. Anywho, let's see. So the topic of conversation right now is Mauricio moving out. And side note, it is obvious that Kathy does not see it for Mauricio, especially after his Netflix show, because he was going after her husband and his business. She throws some shade at him, but Kyle, she doesn't like that. And she says, when you do that, it doesn't make me feel better. I feel like, I don't know, maybe it's more so Mauricio who wants the separation now. I don't know. We still don't know what they did. We still don't know if there's infidelity or not because it's Kyle we're talking about. Sutton and Erica give their experience on, their divorces, even though Erica isn't divorced yet, y'all, technically. And I'm like, are we going to address that? Like, she's just separated in limbo. And I'm just thinking she's just waiting until she's a widow at this point. The ladies just want to make sure Kyle is protected at the end of the day. And we cut to Kyle's confessional, and she's saying the fighting over money, the nastiness like that couples go through in court, she feels like that's not like them. And I'm like, okay, we'll see. Like, because soon as Kyle asks for 50-50 and Mauricio's like, what? Say what? We really going to get to the nitty gritty. And that's when it's going to get, dirty. But we shall see. So next scene, We're with I'm about to say Parit. Live show. Next scene, we're with Dorit and PK. They're meeting for dinner. They have not seen each other since their separation announcement. This restaurant looked really nice, and the next time I'm in LA, I want to go there. I already told my friend who lives there. As they sit down, we see Dorit get her classic drink order, Belvedere and soda, squeeze 3 lemons, carcass out. Classic. You know what? I have an order that's similar to that, but I know I can't take myself seriously ordering that. Like, I would do maybe like a Belvedere and Sprite and squeeze some oranges in there, carcass out. Because technically, like, my go-to order when I'm out is like a flavored vodka and Sprite, preferably Absolute Mandarin. So if you see me in the club or whatever, like, well, don't come to me with the drink because I want to see you get it. I don't trust, everybody, y'all. But I'm just saying, if I'm at the bar, we're both there, my order is usually like a tequila pineapple or it's a flavored vodka and Sprite, preferably Mandarin and Sprite. Just letting y'all know. So they sit down. Dorit notices PK's wardrobe, and he actually stands up and says, "Yep, single PK." Ouch. Like, I'm not sure if he realized how that might make Dorit feel. Also, what are the guidelines of their separation? Because he said single. I'm like, so they're free to like go on dates with other people? I don't know. Like, people in the chat, what does separation mean to y'all? Like, people that's gone through it or people that, haven't, but what does that mean to you? Like, what are the rules in separation? Now, I'm going to give y'all a little bit of Chris's business. So when I was living with my ex, and this was when I was 21 or whatever, we lived in the same like place. We went on a break or whatever. So I guess we were separated. He brought somebody in our home, and all hell broke loose with me. I didn't fight him or anything like that, but definitely that's where I definitely severed ties, because you can do what you want to do while we're separated outside the house, but don't be disrespectful. Why would you do that? Why would you do that? We live in the same place. You bring somebody in there. I get it. He was like, he was like 20. I was 21. We're young, but I just think that's disrespectful. So a separation to me, I'm thinking that we're just figuring shit out right now. And if I'm filing for divorce, that means, okay, there's no chance for reconciliation. So I am going to try and date around and look at other people. So yeah. So the gist of their conversation is, like, PK mentions his alcoholism as a disease. And now that he quit, he sees things clearly now. He says he noticed that, they were not kind to each other, and they actually stopped liking each other. And Dorit wants him to elaborate on that. And he admits, begrudgingly, that there were times that he just didn't like her. And I think for Dorit, that has to be tough to hear. What I do see is PK taking accountability, but what is Dorit taking accountability for? Because I'm sure it wasn't just all him why this marriage is being, diluted or whatever. And PK points out that she hasn't really made any changes. Do y'all agree with that? And Dorit says in her confessional that, the arguments that they had together, they progressed into something very nasty where they were cursing each other out. Which leads me to believe, like y'all mentioned earlier, they weren't being really forthright about their marriage. They were showing what they wanted to show. PK then points out that Dorit is not the person she used to be. I feel like that's very typical on Housewives, because, of course, when Dorit came in on the scene, like, trophy wife for PK. I mean, have y'all seen PK, what he looks like? To have a Dorit on his arm, that just, bigs him up. But then when the woman in general becomes the star, or even in some cases on other franchises, the breadwinner, that's when the men start to feel very insecure and the dynamic changes or whatever. And then PK says that she made him feel less than. Now, I think most of it is insecurities on his part, but Dorit can be. We've seen how Dorit can be, especially last season when he tried to do something nice for her, that whole pretty woman thing, and how she was acting. So I can get how Dorit can maybe emasculate him from time to time, but still, I'm gonna hold PK accountable to his insecurities because it seemed like he liked her when she was just his arm candy or whatever, and it was just the two of them. But y'all let me know what y'all think about that in the comments. So then PK tells her that, he'll always have love for her as the mother of his children. If she needs anything, he'll be there. But going forward, it sounds like he wants some real space. And apparently, they were talking 5 times a day, and he lets her know that's not going to happen anymore. And she's gagged by that. She wants to remain committed, but he says that the codependency needs to break at this point. And I'm just wondering, does that mean he actually wants to see other people? So, anywho, the dinner is over. The credits are rolling. We cut to her confessional saying she thought that she could navigate this separation together with him, but after the conversation that they had, she doesn't know she doesn't know what's next. And that's where the episode ends, y'all. That was a real ass conversation. I think after that, I was a little bit less skeptical of them, doing all this for the cameras for a check. It just seemed really real to me. I don't think they're that good of actors. So it was convincing to me. Y'all let me know. Otherwise, this was a great episode. I really think they're laying the groundwork for the season, giving us anticipation. Not too much, they all can't, have the foot on the gas like Salt Lake City. So I get that. I'm patient. I gave this episode a 9 out of 10 for me. Let's see. Let me see what y'all talking about. Interesting, you don't strike me as a break type of man. You seem like you ended 100%. Excuse me. Well, that was a different me. This was almost like what? Jesus. Since 2008, 2009, I broke up with my ex. So this is 15 years ago. Yeah. That was just a different me. Separation means solitude and thinking. Hooking up during this means you're already out the door. Totally agree with this. Totally agree. PK was high key telling Dorit he's gearing up for the streets. Yep. I guess we see each other. Baby, when my ex did that, we were in the street fighting. We had to yell for the side bitch to come help him. Wow. I fought them both. I'm calmer now, though. Well, shout out to growth. Did PK and Dorito ever find the other robbers who stole her $10K from her purse in Target? I know the other robbers were arrested for the other one. Were they? They caught the robbers? I didn't hear about that. Send me the receipts into my Instagram. The Hilton family racist, but Garcelle loves Kathy. We gonna move on. I don't think either of them are innocent, but on camera, the way it's portrayed, PK seemed like the bad guy. I feel like most of it is his fault, but I don't think, Dorit is just, have no fault on her hands whatsoever. The entire Hilton family is very racist. Example, Paris has never explained or discussed her, I didn't know she did that before. And Rick is also racist, trailer. Y'all don't see it you don't see it for Kathy. PK was harsh during dinner. Dorit is still his wife. Don't disrespect the mom of your kids on TV. PK is not perfect. I think he wanted the glam Dorit on the show, not the homebody she turned into when they had kids. Okay, but I also feel that Dorit never tried to find middle ground and listen. Dorit is demanding. I lived with my ex for about 5 months. I worked at night, him day. We had dinners together and we both cried when I moved out. We are still cool. Let's see. I do agree that Dorit can be oblivious and annoying, but I don't think she's a mean or nasty person. You know, I totally forgot that I met Dorit. I just didn't like her at the time. And I was just like, can I get next to Cynthia? I'm sorry. It's not possible for her to tag along now that they have kids. At least PK isn't stringing her along. Let's see. He's been in London seeing other people. That's why he was gone weeks at a time. When Dorit got called out about having the nannies, that's when she stopped being the arm candy. Oh, okay. Target got too many cameras for no one to have the 10K robbers. Oh, she got robbed at Target. Interesting. I'm wondering, they didn't get that on footage? So yeah, let's talk about, since we're almost we're at the end of the review. First, Garcelle was absent this entire episode. Hopefully that changes. But speaking of Garcelle, let's talk about Erica's comments about Garcelle and Sutton. She says she's hoping that they show more of their lives. And I feel like she has a little bit of a point. Yes, we know all about Sutton. Sutton is bringing the drama, but I feel like Sutton is giving most of the time. But I feel like the combination of Sutton and Garcelle, we see them more so observing the drama in the group and commentating on it instead of them being the focal point or in the hot seat. But I feel like Garcelle really has no reason to be in the hot seat, or Sutton doesn't have a reason to be in the hot seat as well. So I think that's what the frustration is on Erica's part. And it is what it is. Nothing really dramatic is happening to Garcelle or Sutton in the moment. So they really have nothing to they have nothing to explain, But yeah, I feel like, Garcelle can bring just a little bit more. I agree with that, but I'm happy with this cast right now. I really am. Garcelle's whole family has been on the show and involved in the drama. Right, with the whole Erica cussing her son out or whatever. So yeah, I feel like she's been in the thick of it. She's gone at it with some of the ladies. But, I just feel like I think what Erica's talking about, Garcelle and Sutton have just never been in the hot seat where they've had to explain themselves. That's all. But I'm pretty sure Erica's going to have to explain herself at the reunion or maybe in the after show or something like that. And look, we only have seen 2 episodes. We got at least 10 weeks to go, y'all. So we shall see. I'll have a clearer picture, maybe 8 weeks in, the show. I wonder what Erica means, but showing more is meaning they need to have their turn being vulnerable and struggling. Right. I don't think Sutton or Garcelle hide any more of their lives than the classic BH women. But Team Gutton, really? Gutton does sometimes say the same questions on the show that are literally tweets verbatim. Yeah, they've all come for Sutton at one point. But, Sutton was fending all of them off. And that's why, with the help of Garcelle, they broke up the Fox Force 5. And yeah, I feel like Garcelle and Sutton, they're privy to social media and wondering what the fans are going to ask. So they're asking those questions, and maybe Erica just feels a way about it. But like I said, I feel like Erica has a little bit of a point, but I'm still majority. Like, I like Sutton and Garcelle on the show. I just noticed that they do more so observing of the drama and commentating on it than the other ladies. We shall see. Sutton keeps ammo in the chamber for the girls. All right, y'all. So, yeah, I've been hearing talk about Salt Lake City. I haven't seen any clips. I want to be surprised going in. I can't wait. I'm probably going to watch as I'm getting ready, for, my Thanksgiving plans today. But yeah, y'all, with that, I'm glad I can, provide some entertainment on Thanksgiving. Tomorrow, I'm going to try to have Salt Lake City out, and we might have pop roast Friday or Saturday. So with that, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Man,